Support WrestleTalk!
Thank you for your support on Patreon, Paulie Dangerously German. AJ Styles moves to Raw, the Usos move to Raw, and shut the fridge door! Eric Young has also moved to Raw. Nothing says big-time brand move like being at the back of a throwaway graphic in the middle of the show. And we've got all the details on WWE's latest name change disaster. Click the timestamps in the video description below to go straight to any of those stories. I'm Ollie Davis. Give us a subscribe, press the thumbs up button, and answer our question of the day in the comments. What's your favorite superstar shake-up move? Because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere. And click the eye above my head to give your rating of the show, where you can choose from awesome, core, average, poor, and rawful, as I review the 15th of April 2019 edition of the Raw Experience. Michael Cole opened the show by saying the superstar shakeup happens just once a year, and Raw and SmackDown wrestlers never turn up on their opposite brands any other nights. And then we got our first superstar shakeup of the night. Stephanie McMahon is a heel again. After flip-flopping between heel and face in the pre-WrestleMania months, Stephanie introduced her most definitely heel brother, the best in the world, Shane McMahon. But Shane barely got to recap his feud with Mizdad. Seriously, has anyone heard from Mizdad since WrestleMania? I'm genuinely concerned about the guy! When The Miz jumped him and somehow managed to bust his own head open with a chair. Even Shane's selling somehow lands potatoes. So I guess Miz is on Raw now. Or maybe he's just jumping Shane because he hates him. Because I don't think Shane is on Raw. I'm not 100% sure how the superstar shakeup works. And it got even more confusing when well-known established tag team Ricochet and Aleister Black came out with fancy Raw branded name graphics and not the NXT ones they've had since debuting on the main roster. But they weren't on the superstar shakeup graphic with the full list of trades shown later on. Oh, hi there, Eric Young! And Cole and Renee Young kept dumbly asking, does that mean they're on Raw now? According to WWE.com, yes. What are the rules? They teamed with the Raw Tag Team Champions Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder against The Revival and current NXT Tag Champs Rowe and Hanson, aka the War Raiders. Just they're not called the War Raiders anymore. Or Rowe and Hanson, they're called Eric and Ivar. And their team name is the Viking Experience, which sounds like something you'd do on a stag party. Because why have subtlety? I'm sure I speak for many NXT viewers when they would watch the War Raiders and ask, but what is their gimmick? Is it a spaceman thing? Are they meant to be sailors? Now all of that is cleared up because they're literal Vikings called the Viking Experience. It's so lame, the main roster has already made the War Raiders lame. Anyway, besides Ryder's hot tags sucking all the noise out the arena, the overall match was a lot of fun, where Ivar pinned Ryder. Presumably Zack and Kurt are transitional champions to drop the belts to either the Viking Experience, it's actually painful to say, or another tag team that made the jump to Raw later on. Cedric Alexander only got a video package announcing he'll be joining Monday Night Raw, a great move for a fantastic wrestler. Hopefully he'll get the same focus that Mustafa Ali received when he debuted on SmackDown, and stays free of injuries and Kofi Kingston pushes. Then came possibly the most exciting move of the night. Andrade with Zelina Vega appeared to face Intercontinental Champion Finn Bálor. This was a really good TV match, with Vega's heel manager act working perfectly to protect Bálor in defeat while not taking anything away from Andrade. They let him cut a promo in Spanish too, which revealed an intensity he wasn't given on SmackDown. My only change would be to have this match be for the title, making Andrade the IC champion on his first night on Raw and freeing up Bálor to move to SmackDown. Elias recapped the Undertaker and John Cena interruptions from the last week and warned his musical performance better not get interrupted again. Cue Booyaka, Booyaka, interruption. Rey Mysterio is on Raw, who sent Elias packing, but then got destroyed with a Lars Sullivan freak accident and running powerbomb, which hopefully means no more diving headbutts. Lars versus Mysterio would actually be a great first feud for Sullivan, telling a big versus small guy story, with Rey not losing anything in defeat. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable said they can beat any team in WWE next. Who could possibly answer them? Most likely the Usos, as the production team accidentally fired their name time bar graphic when introducing Rude and Gable. They beat Gable and Rude quickly and clean for their first night on the Red brand, where plenty of new feuds await them. Why is this still a segment? Alexa hosted a Superstar Shake-Up edition of A Moment of Bliss next, with one of the most impressive promo performances of the year. Montreal's hometown boy, Sami Zayn, managed to get everyone singing along to his entrance music and chanting "Olé" to genuinely booing him out the building by saying he loves the city, just not the people. Bayley doesn't have a tag partner this evening because Sasha Banks reportedly wants to quit the company. I mean, she's just not around tonight. So Naomi jumped brands to help her beat women's tag team champions, the Iconics, who haven't jumped brands. Their titles just let them float between both Raw and SmackDown. I'm so confused. Hopefully EC3 is off the SmackDown because Braun Strowman squashed him here and Raw hasn't done anything with him. A graphic was then shown with all the Superstar Shake-Up trades so far, which weirdly didn't include well-established tag team Ricochet and Aleister Black, nor the Viking Experience, but did have Sanity's Eric Young. There he is, right at the back, not with the other members of Sanity. Why? Becky Lynch made Ruby Riott tap in the Disarmer next, and then proceeded to lay out Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Hopefully this means the Riott Squad are also off the SmackDown, as there's no point them staying on Raw after being used as a high-level enhancement act for so long. Natalya then came out to congratulate Becky on all her accomplishments, because that is something all babyfaces must acknowledge at the start of every promo, even if they're in a separate division, and then said she wanted to be next in line for a title shot as she's a pioneer of the women's division. This was so robotically scripted, Natalya barely got cheered in her home country. Lacey Evans then interrupted them both, said she's officially on Raw now, and that it will be her versus Natty in a #1 contenders match right now, because a lady knows how to curry favor and use her influence to get exactly what she wants, heavily implying she provided sexual favors backstage. Women's Revolution. This was Lacey's first proper match on the main roster after months of catwalking spots, and she looked pretty ordinary. Evans won, meaning she'll be continuing her title storyline with Lynch. Hardly the hot, realistic follow-up feud after Ronda Rousey. You've got a perfectly good Sasha Banks line right there, WWE! Now I've got loads of creepy toys with me! And the main event of Raw in April 2019 was Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and multi-time WWE champion Vacant taking on the heel trio of Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. Why are you a team? Even in this post-WrestleMania age, the pull of
Baron Corbin's mid-card vortex is too strong!
Hopefully the Superstar Shake-Up splits them up forever. Seth and Roman's mystery partner was revealed as the final and biggest trade of the night. AJ Styles on Raw for the first time since the 2016 brand split. Despite recent reports of Styles suffering from a back injury, he seemed fine. It was his face that was wrong. AJ now has a shaved beard, making him a literal babyface. While AJ's debut was a welcome move, Reigns was yet again stuck in the beatdown spot. In my opinion, WWE should build on Roman's return momentum and showcase him as the hot tag, not the guy who gets beaten up for 90% of the match. The end sequence was really fun though, and AJ picked up the win for the feel-good ending. So that was the first night of the Superstar Shake-Up. Some great additions to Raw with Andrade, the Usos, and Styles, but also Viking Experience. Overall though, this felt like a breath of fresh air, meaning this week's Raw is core. Now over to Luke with the news.
Thanks, Ollie. A great reviewing experience you provided for us here at the WrestleTalk Experience. I'm just trying the name out. I think it's getting over. As you will have just heard in Ollie Davis's review, current NXT Tag Team Champions War Raiders made their main roster debuts on Raw last night under the new name The Viking Experience, renaming Hanson and Rowe to Ivar and Eric. I think the name went down really well. Let's take a quick look at some of the tweets I received this morning. The what? Experience? No! Not only did they end up on Raw Tag Team Division, but this new name is horrible, unhappy emoticon. What the chuff is this Viking Experience poop? I'm so close to giving up on the main roster altogether. The worst part is I know full well that I'll just be back next week. So bloomin' mad about the Viking Experience. How ruddy stupid can WWE be? Why does Vince hate us? Viking Experience sounds like a Norwegian cover band, which tag team name is worse, Voodoo Kin Mafia or the Viking Experience? I love Rowan Hansen, but hearing Cole repeat that name reversed my puberty. Though that Voodoo Kin Mafia question is a good one because I do think Voodoo Kin Mafia is a way worse name. While there has been a lot of speculation as to why WWE would change the name to something quite as goofy and pretty terrible as the Viking Experience, several WWE Hall of Famers and former stars have come forward to defend the change. Former Intercontinental Champion and current Impact Wrestling producer Lance Storm posted on Twitter, "While I don't like the Viking Experience either, I doubt it really matters that much. Talent will get over a name. I thought The Undertaker was a stupid name when I heard it. Worked out okay for him in the end." All Elite Wrestling's Jim Ross posted that he thinks the name will grow on him while promoting his barbecue sauce. Gotta maximize those minutes. And Mick Foley wrote, "So maybe Viking Experience wouldn't have been my first choice, but had there been social media in 1996, I'm guessing the name Mankind would not have been greeted with much happiness either. Names can be tweaked if the talent is there to back it up, which in this case it is. Does the name Kane the Undertaker ring any bells?" Road Dogg, who stepped down as SmackDown co-head writer last week, retweeted Foley and added in one reply this was all just a knee-jerk reaction, telling one fan in 3 months, heck, 1 month, they'll just be called Viking Experience and more people will know that name than ever knew War Machine. And while there has been a lot of speculation on why the name was changed, Foley added in a series of tweets, anything with the word war in it just isn't going to fly in WWE in 2019. And it's not just the Viking Experience who are all aboard the name-changing roller coaster of WWE's creative, as the Sports Business Journal recently released an article on WWE's Performance Center in Orlando, which revealed the name former Ring of Honor TV champion Punishment Martinez will go under when he re-debuts in NXT, releasing an image of him with the new guise of Damian Priest. Is that somehow worse than the Viking Experience? And before we get out of here, we wanted to thank all you pledge hammers on Patreon who voted in the latest poll for the next Wrestle Ramble Extra episode. And the winner is WrestleMania 30, suggested by Michael Montgomery, which won with 41% of the vote, beating out the likes of Collision in Career, Backlash 2000, and TNA Lockdown 2009. I am gutted Backlash 2000 didn't win for a second year running. Ollie and I will be recording the episode very soon, so head on over to Patreon and become one of our pledge hammers today. And a special thank you goes out to those pledge hammers on Patreon, some of which you can see scrolling their way into my stomach. And are we really getting 10 more years of Star Wars movies? Click the Screen Stalker video over there to get the latest movie news from El Fakador Laurie Blake, and make sure you've got your tickets to see WrestleTalk live at the Prince Charles Cinema on May 7th. I've been Luke Owen, and that was Wrestling.